You know that weird, prickly feeling you get on your skin? Maybe during an incredible moment in a movie, or when a sudden chill just runs right down your spine? Yep, those are goosebumps. And they're so much more than just a random physical quirk. They're actually a message from our body's ancient past, telling a story that's literally millions of years old.
But here's the really strange part. Why on earth would listening to an amazing song cause the exact same physical reaction as being caught in a freezing wind? I mean, what's the hidden link between a symphony and a shiver? Well, to figure that out, we've got to look right under the skin. So, to crack this mystery, first we need to get a handle on the basic mechanics. It all kicks off with this simple, really elegant little machine that's working just beneath our skin. Okay, the fancy-pants scientific name for goosebumps is piloerection, and it's a completely involuntary reflex. You can't just decide to get goosebumps, right? At the bottom of every single hair on your body, there's a teeny tiny muscle called an erector pili. When that muscle contracts, it yanks the hair straight up, and that's what creates that little bump you see. So the process itself is pretty straightforward. First, something triggers it. Could be cold air, a scary movie, or an incredible note in a song. Your brain picks up on this and immediately activates your sympathetic nervous system. Think of it as your body's fight-or-flight command center. In a split second, that signal makes all those tiny erector pili muscles contract all over your body, and boom, you've got goosebumps. But why do we even have this machinery in the first place? For that answer, we have to jump in our time machine and travel way, way back to meet the ghost in our own machine, our ancient ancestors. You should really think of goosebumps as a living fossil. They're not just some random reaction. They are a piece of our evolutionary history that's still active in our bodies today, even though its original job has mostly become obsolete. You see, for our much hairier ancestors, this reflex was a total lifesaver. When all their hair stood on end, it trapped a little layer of air right next to the skin, which acted as a natural puffy coat to keep them warm. It also had a great side effect. It made them look bigger and way more threatening to a predator. For us modern, not-so-furry humans, those functions are, they're basically gone. The reflex is still there, but the reason for it isn't. And that's what scientists call a vestigial reflex. It's an echo of an evolutionary tool we don't really need anymore. And hey, this isn't just a human thing. Not at all. It's a fundamental trait for mammals. You've definitely seen a cat or a dog get spooked and all their fur stands on end. A porcupine raises its quills to defend itself. It's the exact same mechanism, serving those same original purposes, defense and intimidation. So that brings us to the most important question, right? If this reflex doesn't keep us warm and it doesn't scare anything away anymore, why do we still have it? Why didn't evolution just, get rid of it? Well, the answer is just fascinating. It looks like our brains found a completely new job for this old wiring. The reflex didn't disappear. It just got repurposed for our incredibly complex emotional lives. Just look at the triggers we have today. On one side, you've still got the classic physical stuff, like cold air. But on the other side, you have this incredible, huge range of emotional triggers: fear, shock, awe, wonder, even inspiration. We're using the same old hardware, but it's being activated by entirely new software. So this is the key insight right here. The wiring hasn't changed, but the things that flip the switch have. The same ancient alarm system that was designed for a prowling saber-toothed tiger or a freezing ice age night is now getting set off by something as beautiful and abstract as a chord change in a song. And this emotional side of goosebumps, especially when it's tied to art and beauty, actually has its own special name. So let's talk about the science of frisson, that amazing shiver of awe. Frisson is the technical term for those aesthetic chills. It's that skin-tingling, hair-raising feeling you get from an absolutely incredible song, or a powerful line in a poem, or a totally breathtaking scene in a movie. It's goosebumps triggered not by fear, but by pure beauty. And this is a super common experience. Research actually shows that most of us, somewhere between half and 3/4 of the entire population, get these musical chills. So if you felt it, you are in very, very good company. So when you experience frisson, your brain is basically throwing a party. It's lighting up the limbic system, which is your deep emotional core. But here's the crazy twist. It's also releasing dopamine. That's the exact same reward chemical you get from eating delicious food or other pleasurable activities.
Your brain has basically linked that ancient, hey, pay attention, something important is happening, survival signal, with a modern feeling of profound beauty, and it's literally rewarding you for feeling it.
Okay, so let's bring this all home. What's the big takeaway from this little journey into your body's ancient hidden story?
I think the best way to think about Goosebumps is as a kind of primal glitch. Yeah, it's like a beautiful piece of old computer code that's still running on our modern operating system.
At its heart, it's this really beautiful mismatch. The input is totally modern and abstract, a sequence of musical notes. But the output is ancient and physical, a survival reflex designed to fluff up fur that we don't even have anymore.
So in the end, goosebumps are anything but useless. They are a real, physical connection to our deepest, most ancient past. Every single time you feel that shiver, it's a little reminder that the primal wiring of your ancestors is still humming away, alive and well, right inside of you.
It really leaves you with one last thought, doesn't it? Your emotions, your sense of awe, your fear, your joy, are so powerful they can actually command an ancient survival reflex. So what does that little ghost in your machine tell you about the incredible power of your own mind?